Hi, my name is Edgar Palacios and welcome to Thornwood High School. This week I did a Calla lesson for my EL students. We did a New Deal criticism unit for this week's lesson. Before we started off, I did take a pre-assessment, a small 5 question quiz. And then we got into the lesson. The lesson began with a bell ringer like I did last week. It's a really good way to get these kids to start writing. And they seem to be more engaged and more active in the lesson when they start writing. So today's journal begins with now that we learn about the New Deal programs and agencies, what criticism might people have? What dislikes do you have about the agencies and their goals? So not only am I asking about general public opinion, but what might they personally not like? It's a very American thing to criticize the government for what they do or what they don't do. So I'm trying to get kids to start thinking and opening up their minds and being very vocal about how they feel. After we're done with the bell ringer, we'll sit here, we'll kind of discuss it out loud, talk amongst each other with the partners, and then out as a whole group. After we're done with that, we're going to take our New Deal critics notes. I have a graphic organizer ready and set for them so we can pass it out. We're going to hit key figures like Father Coughlin, Dr. Townsend, and Governor Long. While we are working on our notes, kids are going to start seeing what opinions these gentlemen had, and how or what changes the U.S. government is going to make due to those criticisms. For example, Dr. Townsend is going to kind of bring up and create Social Security without fully working for the government, but the government will take that his ideas into account. While we are working on our New Deal notes, or New Deal criticism notes, I'm going to ask the kids to also keep it in mind, what should the role be of government during this time? It's a very tough period in time, and what should the role be? Should we expand our role? Should we shrink the role of government and how it affects our daily lives? So the kids will be thinking about that and knowing that they'll use this information to help answer that question. Um, and then at the end of the lesson, I really want them to put together how this connects to other past events, or how it connects to our present day events or daily lives. So one of the things about the New Deal, a lot of people did compare it to when Obama first took office in 2008. I would also like the kids to maybe look into the 60s and Lyndon B. Johnson's, the Great Society movement he had, where he had a bunch of welfare programs come up, early education being one of them. And so we can start seeing that we take and we learn from the lessons of the past, and we adjust, and people are trying to change the way government is and how it's enacted into our daily lives. Um, we also are going to have a classroom discussion here at the end. So what should the role be? After thinking about that question, and we're trying to answer that question throughout our lesson plan, I'm really going to have a class discussion, bring the kids into it, and we're going to talk about, uh, should we have more government involved in our daily lives? Should we have less? Should the government provide aid or care for us when we need it? Should that be left independently to the help, to the family members, to ourselves? So we're really going to get into that, and just trying to gauge the focus on what the kids think, and it's something that they're going to have to think about. These kids are in high school; they start working, or they are started working, and some of them might continue to work right after high school and just not go to college. So it's something they have to start thinking about: healthcare systems, Social Security, things like that. So it's really trying to get them awake and ready for the real world after they're done with high school in a little bit over a year. Um, so before this lesson plan is over with, I am going to have the kids fill out an exit slip on the way out, where they're talking about what changes they might see or they might want to see with the government. just something to get them thinking about present day events. And of course, we will take a post assessment on this lesson plan. And we're also going to wing this lesson plan or merge it into our next lesson. We're going to talk about the impact of the New Deal. We'll take a look at how the New Deal impacted African Americans, Mexican Americans, women, Native Americans. And then we'll also start getting into our World War II unit. So we'll see the impact that war does with has with all of those groups, and also how Japanese Americans are affected by the war. Thank you for listening to my little speech here today. We are wrapping up our Great Depression unit and our way. Thank you for listening again, and have a good night.